back in the maze, this time up against Tom Cousins. Winner of this takes control of the group. And as we mentioned earlier, when you're playing Tom Cousins, feels like at the moment you need everything to go right. That's not quite gone right. It's a lovely break from Craig. He's really unlucky that he's not made a ball to the table.
First break tonight for Greg that hasn't made a ball, and I mean, rattled a few jaws along the way. Yellow on the right-hand side looks awkward. Red on the right-hand side, awkward for Reds as well. So that's the decision to make, but yellow at least goes.
Yellow ball's in play.
Touch straight on this yellow along the bottom cushion. Can't do a huge amount with it either from the side cushion. Do you just drop it in, leave the drop in the right centre, or do you try and force this one a little bit more? Just accepted what he had, dropped it in. Getting onto that yellow on the right hand side cushion, as much as I said it still goes, it's not easy, it's well guarded. Also, looking further ahead, I was only focusing on getting on that yellow that's causing the issues. 8 ball doesn't come down the table, so if you leave that as the last yellow, it's not a great connector to the 8 ball. You've got to get it underneath it, left centre. That's why Tom's played across for it now. Not on it as cleanly as he would like.
Yeah, less than ideal. Work.
He may still have to take it on or play the double.
Oh, shot.
Very similar to a shot that John played in the previous match. Didn't quite get on it down the cushion, so just came up with a good double to the corner. It really was a good double.
Yeah, lovely. You know when a player's really playing well that you're sort of watching them and you have so much faith and trust that, there's not a mistake coming and all the rest of it. You've got so much confidence in them. And you just think, well, if I've got that in them, imagine how good they feel.
Well, yeah, but I think Tom may have just made a mistake. I don't think he can get on this 8 ball. Wow, that's some effort. I mean, he's potted that as far in the side of the pocket as you possibly can to get it to come down the table like that. I didn't think there was any chance he'd get the cue ball on the bottom half of the table.
Well, he has a double, and that is that. Do you think? I don't think that slides in, so
No.
it'll be the double.
Is he thinking about, we saw it a little bit earlier with John, so cushion, then red, then in. It looks a little far away.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it was close. But well, the first blink from the evening for Tom Cousins then, just as we were giving him his big up. Wouldn't you know it? In comes the mistake. Starting to believe in that commentator's curse now. A couple of times it's hit tonight. They should just start giving every player loads of abuse.
Was this going to reach? Just. He's going to play the little bump on the red here. Doesn't need to. He could go top left, get straighter and play on it, but it's always nice to play the bump there because it's absolutely guaranteed to be on a couple of easy shots straight afterwards, so very controllable.
theory, this should be Greg's frame to win. It was his break, he broke well, that's what you'd want. But it will probably feel a little bit bigger just because Tom Cousins had first poke and Tom Cousins made the mistake. Frames always feel sweeter when you punish your opponent. That's exactly what Greg is about to do.
Yeah, dealt with it all very well, as he was meant to.
That's why. Oh, wow, that stayed up. Oh, that was guaranteed.
That's the closest non-golden break we've ever seen, isn't it? I mean, it's almost gone low of the table here. Watch this. Oh, it did take the dip.
It thought about it.
That's incredible.
It really thought about it.
And it hasn't left that easy a finish. You can look at it and go, yeah, this is there. It's just that 2 reds by the 8 ball just to deal with. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not the hardest 2 balls to deal with, but they have to be dealt with. Okay, so you're playing red in off the yellow. Would like to have been an extra 2 rolls off the cushion here, just so it's all in his own eye line. Still expect him to make the shot, but just slightly easier when you can see it. Does that red pass the 8 ball? I think it does. I don't know if he was expecting the 8 ball to move there or not. It's probably better that it hasn't moved, as long as that red goes. Otherwise he's going to have to take it to the corner. If he plays this natural and comes down the mid-centre line of the table and he takes it to the corner, then he's got the wrong angle to hold on the 8 ball. He's the wrong side of straight. So does he come down the table to play it in the centre because of that? No. He does leave himself just that slightly wrong angle here. Just pulls it back past it without much fuss.
So all that attention that we drummed up. Oh, how'd you like those?
That hurts. That hurts if you're Greg Batten, because he hit that so well.
That is tough.
It just kept drifting and drifting and drifting closer, and then the deadly bump in.
Well, he's hit several breaks that haven't been as good as that tonight, and he's really danced with that top left corner pocket. That wasn't one of those examples. He'd hit that beautifully. That's really tough.
Do you take reds and just take the red just to the right of the 2 yellows in the middle of the table? Or do you take yellows and deal with the one on the cushion and go that way round? I suppose, does the red next to the 8 ball pass the bottom right? Maybe not. So yeah, the yellows probably are the right set.
Yellow ball's in play.
So if he deals with the 3 yellows at the top of the table, he'll want the yellow that's most centred in the table to pass the other yellow, and you see there on the overhead it clearly does. Just makes his life a little bit easier. Get fairly straight on that one. May even make the case of taking it now. Or you could deal with the 2 at the top of the table and essentially get back to where you are now, which should be fairly easy for him as well. Just off straight the wrong way. He'd love to have been 2 balls lower on the table as we look from the overhead.
Yeah, just close to this bottom middle pocket.
Yeah. If he's straight, it's fine. If he's half a turn to the right of straight as we look, it's perfect. So he can then hold straight on the last yellow. He might take the bottom one first, or, well, he's got both options here.
Here's the bottom one first. For that reason.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a nice angle here. He could just stun across now.
Two, 1. 6 minutes remaining. Eight balls again flying towards that left centre pocket.
15-second shot pocket.
Okay. Reds look good here. Just 1 cannon to play. I think the red on the left-hand side stops him from being able to do it straight away. So he's got red to top right, but he's just looking at the angle now. Now, he might have the line to get the yellow half ball, which would just be perfect. It would be open everything up here. Yeah, caught the red. That's not what he wanted. He was trying to slide by that, catch the yellow. Not the end of the world.
Well, that's to your point earlier that you made about how Tom goes about his frames. It always attacks his problem early. It's a real trait. You can see it. And this is precisely why he does it.
Yeah.
Because it gives him options. Gives him space for a plan B, plan C if needed.
And you saw in the opening frame of this match that he couldn't attack his problem early, and it meant that his problem kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed, and eventually he ended up in a little bit of a problem because of it. So he is very, very good at attacking his problems early, probably more so than a lot of the players out there. Oh, Greg got that one all wrong.
Time running.
Tom going close to the red here so that he can get the thin angle to let the cue ball do the work here, rather than having to kind of force it from a straighter angle. Didn't have to play that with much pace at all because of the angle he gave himself. That's finished pretty nicely. The one down the table gives him a good angle to get up the table, get nicely in line, and this should well be 3-1 from here. Was to, if he completes this frame and goes 3-1, he's highly likely to go on and win this match, which is not the result that Connor Tracy wanted to see.
No.
Both Connor and Greg are going to need John Rowe to do them a favour.
management from TC as well.
It sounds like there's nothing, but it's well worth doing.
There's the break that Greg felt he deserved with his last hit.
Now he's going to have to go through this in what, about 50 seconds from here to have really much hope, because you're going to need a dry break off Tom and do it again on the next one.
Oh!
I tell you what, that was a layout he could go quick with as well. He'll be so frustrated. He could have done that in the 40 seconds to leave a minute.
Extension call.
Not that easy for Tom to counter here, but he doesn't need to counter. He just pop the 4 open reds and then play the last one. You play a combination or attempt a combination if you like. If it doesn't go in, you've done what you needed to do, which was run the clock down completely. So
Yeah, you can always see the cogs turning there on that shot. Ordinarily, Tom would think about going after the top right red as a matter of urgency, but you'll never see a cooler man on the 15-second shot clock. He's still got the same demeanour around the table. Still could be out there playing in his slippers.
I know he's just running the clock. That was a beautiful touch from a very thin angle. Cue ball came off with absolutely no pace. It was quite impressive. And exactly what we talked about. It doesn't matter if he makes this combination or not. He's done everything he needed to do.
Right, makes it for good measure. Go on, TC, win us the game, why don't you? Oh, unlucky. 3-1 the win then for Tom Cousins. And he is going to take some topping. He has 1 foot in the final 4.